3, 2, 1.
Sorry. I was such a habit. I'm waiting for you to start.
Let's have
Sorry.
a moment of silence.
For our boy Winston, man.
Alright, we're
Boy
done,
Winston.
boys.
All right, that's our blooper right
Okay.
there. We got it.
Okay. Start the countdown.
Okay.
What the nani?
Today we have Harley
Hi.
and we have Dan back as well.
So,
And of course, I am Tim, the co-host, as well as David here. Since Harley and Dan have been here, Dan was there. Well, Dan was here for our GTA episode, and Harley has been here for multiple episodes now. So I think you guys know a little bit about Harley. But Dan, what kind of gamer are you?
I'm Apex. I'm a shooter game.
Y-
And
Nice.
maybe some Valorant.
All right, shooters. Competitive.
Nope.
No?
Casual.
Casual. Okay. Fair enough. Just for fun, right?
Yeah, just for fun. Yeah.
But Harley, with your comment that you have here, what games do you like to play though?
Well, I think I'm still gonna keep playing Sleeping Dogs, which we're reviewing today. So, yeah, that's what I'm playing, and gacha games, I guess. Yeah.
Oh dang! I was hoping you were gonna say GameStop stocks.
Oh god! Oh.
What is GameStop stock anyway?
No, I don't want to talk about my investments right now. It's not good.
The real gacha.
Oh, it's a real gacha.
That's a real gacha, right?
So today we're going to talk about a game called Sleeping Dogs. And what is Sleeping Dogs? Well, I'll tell you this, guys. Sleeping Dog is an open-world, third-person action game developed by United Front Games and published by Square Enix. Yes, the Square Enix that released Final Fantasy games and other games as well.
This game was on the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC. The prices in Canadian for the definitive edition now is on PC it's 25 Canadian, on PlayStation it's 40 Canadian, and on Xbox it's 50 Canadian. But you might be able to find it cheaper if you go like in store to like Walmart or your local store, maybe might have it cheaper there.
And the game actually came out August 14th, 2012, but the definitive edition, which comes with a remastered game itself and all the DLC that was provided, on October 14th, 2014. I find it very interesting why they chose the 14th day as a release date. But anyways, what does the game has to offer? Well, I'll tell you that the game offers an intense action story about gangs in Hong Kong relating to the triads. You as a player who plays as an undercover cop named Wei Shen, and you get to learn more about these gangs and try to figure out how to stop them.
The player gets to decide how to approach the situation, either as a gangster or a person of the law. There are also street races, clothes customizations, a bunch of kung fu combats, third-person shooter, illegal cockfights. You get to go on dates, there's karaoke, drug busts, perks to unlock, and many more.
And the definitive edition has so many packs. There's actually a lot to list off, but I can tell you this, that there's 3 DLC that kind of continues the story, and 3 of them is Nightmare in North Point, as well as Year of the Snake and the Zodiac Tournament.
This game is essentially, I think what a lot of people will compare it to is GTA, but in China, or I guess more specifically Hong Kong. So, what do you guys think of like, a more kind of Batman-y style combat system in a GTA like experience?
I thought it was pretty cool. I really liked that Batman combat style where you can do light attacks, hard attacks, and then counter. Personally, I love the counter just because it's like, yeah, this is gonna be good. But in the GTA setting, I thought they pulled it off pretty well. Definitely the combos that I try to execute. I love the roundhouse kick. That was just satisfying. Like the simpleness on PC was very simple. It's just left, or right click. It wasn't too complicated, so which was really nice. And yeah, it was pretty satisfying to see. And I love how they have so many different types of enemies, where some of them are I really hate the grabby ones, because I'm so used to grabbing them and just boom, boom, boom.
Still.
But
No.
I always, it's scary when they pick you up and they just chuck you on the ground. So those quick time events are pretty good too to add the combat system. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
I like the combat. You do that timing for counterattacks.
Hmm.
I really enjoy those because it just reminds you of for honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and some situations like those are hard for me, so just have to have practice.
Yeah, you can't really button mash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when you get ganged up by like tens of people.
70? Yeah.
Overall, I like it. I like the combat.
Well, for me, I played this game when it first came out on Xbox 360, and I don't know when the Arkham series came out, but I actually knew about this fighting style. Like, this is the first game I actually had this counter system. So I don't know if the Batman game came out first, because I never really played that until like later afterwards. But this was my first experience with the counter system. Also, I really like combat. It has environmental attacks, which gives cool animation and instant kills. And just the fighting moves overall are really cool. The shooting system can be improved a little, but I think it works well for what it is. Like the gunfights with the triads and the police. While I really like doing melee while holding a gun. So it's kind of weird, but it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I actually like it was not like your best shooter game, but I was actually pretty satisfied, especially when you like unlock the perks to like go slow mo.
Yeah.
That was super satisfying.
The slow mo is definitely what helped.
It's like
sure.
so
Like
good.
headshot
Yeah.
everyone.
It makes
Yeah.
it easier to look cool, right? Because like
It does.
if it's not slow mo, I wouldn't have been able to disarm and then headshot them, right? So
Yeah. Oh my. I was actually pretty impressed because I thought it was all about hands-on combat, but I'm like, oh wait, there's a gun. I was like, okay. Pretty good.
Also, fun fact for you, Harley. So Batman Arkham Asylum, which we also did a review of, by the way, if you look at our older videos. That game came out August 25th, 2012. And Sleeping Dogs came out August, I think, 2012.
Oh,
So whether you played them first or not, they're really close.
that's really
together.
close.
Pretty
So I'll
close,
just
yeah.
consider them coming out at the same time then.
Yeah.
They came out the same month then, technically.
Yeah, essentially.
Wow. Yeah.
Actually, no,
Okay.
I'm kidding. The Batman games came out first. It was 2009.
Oh. Wow.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, I never played any of the Arkham games until like way later, like 2014. I think I like borrow my.
Interesting.
So why don't we move on to start our first impression of the game? Maybe if you can remember or recall the first memory you had it back in 2012 or 2013. Whenever you bought this game. What are you guys' first impression of the game?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a late bloomer with this game. So actually, funny story. It was during a Boxing Day, and I think Dan was there. We were lining up in the cold at Memory Express, and then I guess we were one of the first 100 people to wait in line for Boxing Day. And essentially, this guy came out, was like, "Hey guys, I know it's freezing down here, so as a thank you for being committed in this like minus 20 degrees Celsius. Here's 3 free games." And then I got Tomb Raider, I forgot which one, Hitman 2, and Sleeping Dogs. And that's when I realized, like, oh, Sleeping Dogs. Interesting. So, funny thing is, I got more interested when I found out that Emma Stone was a voice actor. And I'm like, I'm sold. Okay, I'm going to play this game because I'm a huge Emma Stone fan. So, overall, like, just watching the trailers and just seeing, like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's Hong Kong. I'm Asian, so I was kind of hoping I could probably get some Asian, what's that word? Clicks? Or like inside joke, Asian inside joke kind of thing that's going on, like the culture. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's GTA style. I love sandbox games, so any sandbox game, I've definitely played it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good as a first impression to it. So
Yeah, when I first bought that game, I like it because I understand what they're saying, but sometimes it's like off, right? Some games are off when they say so, and then yeah, it just reminds me of like Young and Dangerous. If you guys watched it, but
Is that a drama?
it's like a Chinese gangster movie in Hong Kong.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, yep, this is my game.
Yeah, definitely get that vibe too
Yeah,
from watching the trailer. Yeah.
That was my first impression of this game, but yeah.
Well, my first impression was kind of funny. I had an Xbox 360, so that's where I got it for. I was playing games like Fallout 3, GTA 4, I think. Yeah, GTA 4 was what I was playing because GTA 5 wasn't out till 2013, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, and then it's funny because I play mature games, even though like.
Man.
I think I was 17 by then, but like I played it way. Let's be honest. How old were we when we first started playing a GTA game, right? So my parent, well, I'm originally from Hong Kong, right? So my mom's doesn't understand like the bad like sexual innuendos or like those slangs in games. So if it's really bad, only I can understand it, even if you can hear in the other room, right? When I started this game, they started saying all the bad words in Cantonese. My mom's like, what? I'm like, wait, what the?
Oh shit.
So that was pretty much my first impression of the game. I'm very impressed impressed and surprised at how close they try to resemble Hong Kong. Obviously, there are tons of differences that I can say, but I'm not going to go into that. But some of the dialogues, they really try to fit in those Cantonese words, especially adding those swear words just to make it sound more gangster and all. Which is funny because if they are that gangster, their English can't be that good. And their English is very good for Hong Kong. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, that was my impression.
Yeah, this game was like the first game where I've never heard so many Asian swear words in one game.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those crazy. Holy. Now I know so many words.
I actually love it. I don't know why. It's just entertaining. Like, I'm not a guy that swears a lot, but it's just entertaining to hear. Like, yeah.
I will say this, it's so definitely Hong Kong doesn't have a lot of representation. So me coming from Hong Kong, I was really impressed by how much like influence Hong Kong had over this game, because I don't think I can think of any other game that has this much Hong Kong culture inside it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of the few games that's also majority Asian people casted as voice actors as well.
Yep.
Of course, you have like the lovely Emma Stone and
Yeah.
a few others, but like even like popular movie stars that I didn't really actually pay attention to until like maybe a few years in or more recently. Like Lucy Liu was in there. Of course, the main like character of Wei Shen. I can't really. Can someone say his name? I can never say.
Will Young Lee.
There you go.
Will Young Lee
is like these are like famous actors. They're like that was able to voice act a video game for us. So it's like it's really cool that we just got to kind of experience, at least have like this game wasn't maybe that big, but just to have like more well-known actors is like, wow, this is so cool.
Talking about people on the streets, it's their dialogues are so funny.
yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess those are my favorite moments too. Like when you just walk around the street and you actually hear a fully dialogue. Like, because usually from games like these where they try to put NPCs who has conversation, they either have text bubble or like it's very, very like small conversation, like one-liners.
Like
they have a full actual conversation of like their aunt or like their nephew having an affair with like this person. I'm just like, why is there so much content when it's two NPCs talking randomly?
Yeah.
Maybe the devs are like recording the conversations at home or something. Like,
Maybe.
All right, team. I want you all to bring me some gossip from your own personal life, and we're gonna put it all in the game.
The one funny one I heard was the seahorse one, apparently it gives you like a hard, long erection. I was like, what the heck?
I never heard of that.
I was like, wait, what? Seahorse? It's so funny, so random too. It's usually is it usually the two ladies that's like at the front of your door?
Yeah, they usually have.
When you come out, it's like, oh, you hear about Ricky or something? yeah, the NPC is so funny. All right, I'm just going to go into a spoiler alert here, so get that disclaimer going on here. All right, so you've been warned, so I'm going to talk more about the story in depth. So I just want to say, when I first heard Uncle Po in the game, I'm like, dang, this guy's voice sounds so familiar. Like, where did I hear this voice from? And then my fiance probably was like, hey, it's actually Mr. Ping. I'm like, who's Mr. Ping? And then and she's like, no, like, you know, Kung Fu Panda, like Kung Fu Panda's dad. I'm like, oh shoot, in the sideline, Mr. Ping is running a triad in Hong Kong. Oh shoot, and what makes Kung Fu Panda is. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, like it's one of those games where you're like, I heard that voice before too. So I don't know, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to mention.
I'm so bad with like trying to remember like who voices what, until like I start playing it again. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm trying to figure out like who plays Emma Stone, and it's like, oh, it's just one of the dates, and I'm like, oh, I only get to hear her like once or twice, maybe.
It was a good date, I'll tell you that. I was happy. I was a happy man. Like, yes.
You got the was it practice fighting karate dojo thing, which is like part of the intro, which is cool. And then and then later on you get to take photos. Are we in Hong Kong?
You?
Sorry about that.
Are we in Hong Kong?
I knew it. No, yeah. Is there any favorite moments that you guys had in the game that stuck out to you?
Okay, not a favorite moment, but damn, I can't believe it actually happened. The wedding.
Oh shoot, yeah. Our boy Winston, he was the head of I forgot what was his group thing again? Or did he had a group? No, he was part of Sun On Yi, right?
Yeah.
It's just
part of Sun On Yi.
Okay, so yeah, you know, at first when I was my impression with Winston was like, oh, he seems like the big boss guy. All right, let's see if I can be best friend, because you know you're an undercover cop. And you know, going up to the wedding, I started to have good feelings for this guy. I'm like, oh, this guy's a nice guy actually, even though he's Sun On Yi, the head leader of the group here, but he's actually pretty nice. But dang, that wedding though, just death, blood all over the place. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to be like the family man.
Yep.
And then it's just like, oh, crazy invasion from the 18K.
18K.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing, Harley? These reference?
I'm not sure. I don't read up on games when I was in Hong Kong. You're
Okay.
10, so.
Sorry. You say you're from Hong Kong, so I just wondered.
I mean, there's a bunch of triads, but no, I never heard of an 18K.
Yeah, there's probably like different crazy. There's probably like a bunch of different names out there. But
there's a whole bunch of different ones.
we just know that like in general there are triads out there.
Yeah.
But damn.
Yeah, that wedding. What do you think? What do you think, Dan? I know you like Winston, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not my favorite moment. It's just very. It's very bloody. Like all that chopping.
Yeah. They're known for that though, like Chinese triads.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Especially
So
when Mama Winston is like, go find me the ones who set up the wedding or to kill the wedding, and it's like,
oh yo, Mama Winston.
Yeah.
I can see where Winston got his brute angerness from.
oh
dang. Yeah, for me playing that level, I was like pretty tragic about it too, and it was probably the most epic fight too, because that's literally when you have to use your shooting skills, right? Because everyone just bought blazing submachine gun and stuff, so that was pretty intense.
I like just running around being a cop, because I like playing Police Simulator. And I have this SWAT outfit that changes all my grapples into either handcuffing people or tasering them. It's the best. So it's like playing GTA, but you're a cop. But you can do whatever you want. You can be a bad cop.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. And it's not racist because everyone's Chinese. So.
Well, not everyone.
Yeah, there's
dates?
Amanda. Hello.
There's
Oh yeah,
Amanda,
but you won't see them on
Liana.
the streets, is what I mean.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I would say my other favorite moment was so before the wedding, your mission was to help Vivian to like pick up this like item stuff for the wedding and this like rare flower. Apparently, this rare flower the store cannot provide because it costs like I don't know, like super expensive, like stupid
Priceless.
expensive. Yeah, so I was like, okay, where is this flower? And then the game guides me to this temple. And then I gotta blend in as a monk. I'm like, oh shoot, what kind of mission is this? So I pretend to be a monk. And what really got me in that mission was once you grab the flower, you get caught. So I assuming monks, these kind of monks, they're all like peace. And when you get in, it's like, oh, like the world is within one with this life here as we are one. And then the monks say, oh, okay, cool. Well, come on in. And then so you didn't seem non-violent, but the moment you steal that flower, they started getting aggressive on you, and then they do like some Shaolin combat on you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's what I said, but Tim's like, no, I beat all. I'm like,
I did beat all of them.
They're basically Donnie Yanning my ass. Like, actually, I was like, what the heck? Every punch they counter me, every grapple they counter me. So I was like, I'm just running. I was running.
Oh my god, I was shook. I'm like, this is a secret area of faithful and beliefs, and now I'm just kicking monks in the butt just to get this flower. I'm like, this is so bad, but I have to say they're probably the hardest NPC I ever fought because they actually pulled the move I would do on someone if I countered them. So I'm like, wait, what the?
Yeah, if you want to beat them all, you actually had to like just counter them constantly, and then when they're on the floor, you just keep kicking them.
That's so bad, kicking a monk when he's down.
Yo, come on. Sorry, I'm guilty of it too. I just want to win, man. I just want to get out safe. And for those who don't know, no, that was Peggy. Sorry, I was thinking about Vivian as.
Oh, Vivian was Sunny's the pop star.
The pop star, right? This was Peggy, right? Winston's.
Yeah, Peggy. Winston's Peggy. Wife, fiance.
She was a really nice person.
She was.
Why did they kill him?
She was.
She was like talking about like family, and they're like, "Hey, Wei Shen, your family now." So Wei Shen is the main character, of course.
Yeah.
But such a tragic moment. And it wasn't even like halfway through the game, eh? It was just pretty early in the game.
Pretty early too.
Yeah, I was like pretty shocked. I'm like, what the? But Hong Kong gangsters, you do whatever you can to win the turfs.
I think definitely one of my favorite moments is not necessarily like maybe a specific moment, but I think it's when everything starts shifting, like Winston's dead. I guess maybe that is too. Winston's dead, and now it's like who's gonna lead your crew, or like the crew now, right? And it's just like Wade's just like, you know what, I maybe it's part of him being an undercover cop, but he's like, well, this is perfect, and they're like, and Uncle Po comes in, he's like, you are now initiated to Red Pole, and Red Pole is like, holy crap. And like all the police are just like, dude, you gotta get out of there, dude. Like, you're too invested to this. You're too attached. He's like, well, you want to take them down? I am a Red Pole. I'm a freaking Red Pole now. You know what? Like, I could talk to Uncle Pole directly. And so I was like, oh damn, this is crazy. Like the power shift from you being like a grunt, being hired by Jackie Ma, all the way now you're like one of the higher ups, and everyone's like, dude, you're crazy. I respect you.
Yeah, that's true. He was like really into the system of the triads. Like, there's like no going back now at that point, eh? Like, you can't really back down now. So that was Raymond, right? I was like worried about him.
Yeah, Raymond was really worried because he's like, I guess it probably makes sense that like if you're sending someone undercover, you don't want like any attachment, right? But this is like, Wei Shen already had attachment.
Yeah, he grew up with them.
Because he knew them already, which is like even crazier. And then like, so like he already had incentive to like take them down. But this is like, obviously Wei Shen took it a step further, and like wanted to kill like essentially everyone.
Well, they did. Yeah, after what they did to his sister, like the backstory. So
Did she die by drugs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She died by overdose.
She did. By overdose,
but it's
right?
like technically Smile Lee's fault. So that's why he was so angry at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Dog eyes and smile.
Dog Eye. Yo, I hated Dog Eyes, man. Just right at the beginning, just talking trash like that to his sister. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get him, man. I'm gonna get him. Oh man. And see, that's what I like about the characters in these games, that they really help the players to really invest into the characters, or you really hate them so you can get a chance to beat the crap out of them, kind of thing. So yeah, I hated Dog Eyes the most. So you know, when I brought Dog Eyes to Mama Winston here, I know I'll probably be a sick freak, but I actually, like, you know, I was satisfied. Like, yeah, you got what you deserve, buddy. And the funny part was, you know, when you're chasing him into like the warehouse and you're just beating his goons, and then the moment you got him, you know, I was so invested in the story, and I really disliked Dog Eyes. I spent 10 minutes just punching Dog Eyes and threw him in the ground, because the whole point of it was to put him in the trunk, right? But I just, like, you know, I was so invested in role. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna punch you for this, and then pick him up, and punch you for this, and pick him up. And I was like, and I realized, like, oh, I just spent 10 minutes. I'm like, dang, I'm really invested in this story. I ain't wasting right now. But yeah, I thought that was gruesome. Like, I was actually pretty scared of Mama Winston. You know what I mean? Like, but how did she do? She killed the first guy,
Yeah,
right?
because you brought her like the one guy that like kind of like was there.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Johnny
Rat
Rat.
face.
Yeah, Johnny Ratface. Yeah.
Made soup out of him. Oh my god.
Oh gosh, I know. I was like, this is like.
And then she's gonna add Dog Eyes to this after.
I think it
It's
was...
actually.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go for it.
I thought it was interesting that even though Dog Eyes went like, so like Wei Shan brings up Dog Eyes to Mama Winston, and then he's just like, oh hi, like, you know, like kind of like they like, because they have history and stuff, or
Yeah.
in terms of just like knowing each other and like being like, or they used to be best friends, Dog Eyes and Winston. So it's like, oh yeah, like Mama Winston, like, you know, thank you for the soup that you have here, and it's just like kind of like being all nice and stuff. And it's like eating. It's like, what is this? And then like Mama Winston's just like, you gotta eat this thing, and then he reveals that it's like, oh, by the way, this is Rat Face. And we're like,
Oh, gosh.
God.
Ooh. But again, I was satisfied. I'm like, yeah, you eat that. You deserve that, Dog Eyes. I hate you. But that was the only way to do it, though, right? That was part of the story, right?
It was part of the story.
The story,
Yeah.
right? Okay, there's no other options, right?
No.
No.
Well, fair enough. I would choose that option. The good option. Yeah.
And then he gets chopped up after.
I'm glad they didn't show it,
Oh yeah.
because I'm like, whoa, this is like too much.
Interesting for like how gory the game can be. It's like they didn't show like those parts.
I think it might have been too dark.
Maybe.
Way too dark.
But at least it was implied.
I wonder if you guys remember where one of the side mission was to you help this guy because he needs a ride, but he needs a ride because he needs to run away from the cops. And
Oh,
each time you do
yeah.
it, it gets so extreme.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? The first one was he punched? No, I think he shot someone.
Yeah, I think he kills the guy.
He kills
And
the
then
guy.
he's like, he effed my girlfriend.
Yeah. But it
And he
wasn't
found
actually
out-
his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was that guy's girlfriend. And he liked the girl. That's it.
I was like, what logic does this guy have? But this guy was like, you know, he was like big and thick, big guy, right? So I was
he
like,
help him out. So
yeah, well, and then it's so funny how the side mission continues on with his
Oh,
with
yeah,
the little
there's-
story arc where what was it? He blew up. He put a bomb in the store, I think. And then he helped him. He's like, yeah, I got mad at this guy. I'm like, what the heck?
it gets like
And then I
crazier
think-
and crazier.
It gets crazier. I think he did something with the police station.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I can't remember. But it just gets obnoxiously like crazy each time you help the guy out.
Yeah, there are definitely a variety of face missions in there. Like a bunch of them were just kind of like simple like ambushes.
Oh, I hate those.
It's like, hey,
you
can
gotta-
you help me with my purse?
Oh yeah. I want to chase that girl down and beat her up after.
I know,
I
right?
lost her after I beat those guys up.
Can you help me fix my car?
Can't trust those people, man.
How about those insurance fraud ones though?
Oh yeah. Can you help me out here? Yeah, take my truck and drive
Take
it
my
out.
truck and drive into the water. What? And I mean, I work in insurance. I'm just like, oh no.
That doesn't happen.
Do people actually get away with that, Harley?
No. Well, if it gets suspicious, we have like a department that actually looks into the like they're calling insurance
okay.
fraud. Like actually, yeah, it's a huge problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a safe assumption though that it probably does happen a lot in Japan. I was gonna say
Oh
Japan.
yeah.
In
definitely.
China.
In
China,
Asia, you know those videos of like people purposefully running into the car so they
Yeah.
get insurance money? That's kind of the same thing if you think about it.
Oh man.
Now you mention that, I don't know if you noticed, but when you're driving around, do you see people like the NPC driving intentionally cut someone off on purpose?
Oh, I haven't
No.
seen that actually.
No? Okay. Every time
I
I'm
haven't
playing,
seen that, yeah.
I'm just seeing these two cars I'm cutting through with my bike, right? And I just see this random car just purposely just ram into the other NPC
Oh.
car. I'm like, what the heck?
That's what happened to me when I was doing a mission. This guy like cut in front of me and I flew off my bike. I'm like, I'm like, you punk!
You punk. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know if that was intention or was a glitch, but it got me. I was like, what the heck?
Did you guys didn't play the DLC, right?
No, tell
Not in
us
this
about
way.
it.
No.
Tell us about it.
So I only played about like maybe half an hour for each of the. Or well, I finished the Zodiac one. I think Harley maybe played that one too. But for the other two, the one in North Point or something about North Point, the Halloween one.
Nightmare on North
Yeah,
Point?
that one.
You're
Yeah,
talking about the zombie one?
the zombie one. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. It definitely, if I was playing this on Halloween when it came out, oh man, that was like icing on the cake, I think, because it's like more sleeping dogs at that time. And the story, essentially what happens is I think you were on a date or something with Not Ping, and I forgot Uncle Fatso or something. So Not Ping's uncle is Uncle Fatso, the one that is like the bodyguard or whatever for Broken Nose Jang.
Oh yeah, the big guy.
Yeah, the big
Big
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
The
And
big
what
guy.
happens is like Not Ping gets kidnapped by this like big smiley cat person
Yeah.
who apparently used to be part of the Sunan Yi, and like wants like he wants revenge, and like he like revives some of like the 18K and like a bunch of dead Sunan Yis. Like he summons a bunch of those guys, and you're like eventually you have to defeat them. But like during that time you have to like drink some like weird ass like tea that you have to like, it's like made out of like, it was like a egg out of an albino hen, some antifreeze, and like some other. Apparently that tea is like ghost defending like worthy tea, and like there's like these weird monsters that pop up. It was really interesting that they just like, you know what, like whatever, they're just gonna like pop up some zombies and like some huge monster thing that out of nowhere, and you gotta like beat them up. And I guess out of it you get some sort of new suit, but I haven't finished it. But I did kind of want to maybe play it on Halloween or something, or maybe towards October. But I thought that was interesting. The other DLC. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, is there zombies?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah, there's zombies.
So the zombies don't die. And what also happens?
Is it the jumping one?
Yeah, it's the jumping one. It's the jumping one.
with the undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the NPCs they kind of turn zombie-ish. Like they're all like bloody clothes, and they have like glowy eyes. And then the zombies that like get summoned are like those jumpy.
Yeah.
Those jumpy ones. And like the only way to kill those ones is like you gotta like grab them, and then like you do like some like Super Saiyan punch. Your like fist glows like ghostly blue, and it just like
what the heck? That's
sends
so
them
cool.
back into the shadow realm. It's like different gameplay at least, and it seems like it's a different save. So like you can play it whenever, really. It's kind of aside from like the main story. So that was nice. But the one I'm more interested to play to play more on, and I was recommending this to Harley earlier too, is the Year of the Snake, that DLC. Because that one's like, it's more investigative. You're like I guess it's sometime maybe after the main story, and essentially they start the story off being like, Wei, you made a lot of bosses unhappy, so it's like we're keeping you indoors because it's like you cause so much chaos, and they assume as maybe they're talking to you as a player, like they assume like, oh, you cause so much property damage, so they're just like, you know what, we can't send you back out there, and then Wei Shen's like, but like this place needs me, like I'm the one that brought down like all these bosses and stuff like that, and then you're talking to like Tang, and she's like, well, I guess there's a way to bring you back out there, and then like it's like a whole montage of him doing like very simple police work, like trying to get the citizens to behave, like giving directions to lost citizens, giving speeding tickets. It was so funny. It's like a whole montage of it. Oh man. And then what happens is like some crazy car drives past you, and then like they escape, and then it becomes this whole like detective, like what's happening, and it seems like it's kind of like this like group or cultist group that like wants to blow up Hong Kong or something. And you're dressed up as a police, and you have like kind of like police skills. So the cool part is like when you grab someone, instead of like doing the leg break, oh man, that leg break is like crazy.
Oh yeah, I love that move.
So instead of the leg break, you tase them.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with if you wear the SWAT outfit, you just tase them or you handcuff them. Yeah, that's why I like wearing those outfits.
Yeah.
I am missing out.
So Harley, you definitely like this DLC because it's just more police stuff that you have to do.
I love being police in that game. Fun.
And then the other thing is, I think if they're low enough health and you like grab them, if you press like the grab button again, you essentially just handcuff them, and then you like just toss them out.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then if you're near your police car, I think it may work or may not work, but like you can like just throw them into your car, and, like arrest them.
Nice.
So it's such a that one brings more life to it, I think. So I definitely want to revisit those.
Nice. Can you still buy the DLC on its own?
So I assume, so Steam. I looked on Steam and it says that they took away the like the OG version. So there's no Sleeping Dogs. It's just there's only the Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition now. So the Definitive Edition has absolutely everything.
Fair. I think it's worth it, but I don't know, because I have the original, right? And there's always ads telling me to get all these DLCs, so I'm like,
oh yeah.
But it's unclickable, right? Because I guess it doesn't exist anymore. So I'm like, huh. This ad's telling me to get it, but nothing's happening here.
Yeah, if you look on the Steam page, there's no Sleeping Dogs. There's just it's only the definitive, which is fine. I think having the outfits out there make it a lot more fun and a lot more different.
You can be Hitman, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite outfits is the Ip Man outfit itself. It's a little bit cheap, honestly, but you get to be this cool Donnie Yen character, right? So it's like, I was like, whatever, yo, because that outfit gave you a new move, or replaces a move. So essentially, instead of the roundhouse kick, you do the classic like
the chain punch.
Yeah, the chain punch.
Chain punch. Yeah. Nice.
So that was always cool. It was a bit cheap too, because if the enemies are always blocking, because I think even with the round kick, they can still kind of block that move.
They can still block it, yeah.
But with the finisher for the with the Donnie Yen outfit, or the Wing Chun outfit, it goes through that. You'll just go to punching them and knock them out. You can still
unblockable attack, eh?
And what's even crazier is they make it so that when people are going to punch you, like that they get that red outline or whatever.
Yeah.
Time slows down, so not only can you like get cool Wing Chun moves, you get to counter super easily, which is can make it less so fun cool. Or more fun depending on what you want. So
that's actually pretty epic in my opinion. That's so cool. Oh, there's so much in this game it has to offer, eh?
Yeah, and
it's a lot.
Oh dude, and because Square Enix was a publisher, there were some fun ones and there were some fun outfits in there. You could play as the Hitman.
Hey
So
man.
it was Bald Wei Shen with the classic like suit, and they gave you the pistol with silencer thing.
Oh no way.
Oh, there was that. There was a Deus Ex outfit, which
Ooh.
I forgot the other one.
The what's the game called? It's his name is Rico. He's from Just Cause.
Just Cause, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Just Cause.
Oh.
You get the main guy's character's fit in that too.
Yeah, so there was
Oh.
some surprise, and then there was just like some more like fun outfits. Like you could be like Sun Wukong.
Yeah,
Really?
you can be
Yeah,
Bruce
just more
Lee's
Asian stuff.
jumpsuit. Yeah, Bruce Lee's jumpsuit, the yellow jumpsuit.
Oh yeah, that too. There's a lot
that's
of
cool.
a lot of Asian Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
It sucks because like when I wanted to play more of the story, I was like, I can't break character. I don't want to like dress up as like some super Saiyan monkey thing and bring out like a giant staff, you know?
I mean, Tim, I was in a SWAT outfit when I met Uncle Po when I introduced me to him, so that's as immersive as it gets. Definitely not a cop, guys, in my SWAT gear.
Oh man.
I'm actually curious. I'm sure all of you guys went on dates in the game, right? No,
not,
you didn't go.
not in this playthrough. In the
Not
previous
this-
playthrough I played.
Okay, okay. Who is your favorite girl? I'm curious, and why?
Tang, but you can't go out with her.
Oh, I guess you're right. You can't, well, this is professional, Harley. I know you like being a cop, but keep it professional, man.
Yeah.
How about you, Dan? Did you go on a date?
Yeah, but I forgot who though.
Oh, you forgot.
It was a
who?
long time. I forgot. It's been a while since I played this game, so I forgot. I remember going out with her to the karaoke. That's
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
there you
on
go.
you though.
Tiffany. Nice.
That was definitely karaoke. I like how maybe that's too much saying, but like it was funny to kind of see like they were like implying so many things as they like kind of zoom away and then like they're like zooming into like a picture or something that like implies what they're doing or something is oh man, that was clever.
That was pretty clever because it's not rated R, right? Or A, so you gotta imply it. How about you, Tim? Who's your favorite gal?
Honestly, oh man, in this playthrough, I have to go with Tiffany, only because I really wanted the melee upgrades, and to get the melee upgrades, you have to find all the jade statues.
Yeah.
So because I really wanted, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna date Tiffany, and then I'm just gonna find all the melee statues so I can get all my upgrades.
Did you lose that relationship with Tiffany later on through the game?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
in my playthrough, or at least in this playthrough that I went through, I didn't do that many.
Oh, okay.
But actually, I think my in general, I think would be, I think what how do you say her name? Ilyana?
Ileana, the Russian girl.
The Russian chick, yeah. She was.
Yeah.
I think she was interesting. There was a bit of like character there, and I just like the accent. I don't know.
Well, she did have more story to her, because like I think once you go on a date with her, then there's another cop mission where her friend's missing, kind of thing, right? So you definitely get more character development from her. Yeah. Well, I'm the guy that went through all the dates because I thought I was just like, oh sure, whatever, give me all the perks, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
what
yeah.
you're going for. The perfect.
Yeah. Or just making my boy getting all the girls there. But I would have to say my favorite date, totally biased though, but like it's the Emma Stone, Amanda.
Is that the reporter?
No, she's the one that. Well, yeah, she is like a journalist. Yeah.
She's a journalist, right? Yeah.
Where we first met her when she's like, "Hey, can you show me where this kung fu place is?" And you found out that like, yeah, that's Wei Shen's like old kung fu karate place that he goes to. So, I thought it was a nice introduction to the characters. It's like, hey, I'm just showing this girl from America, just driving around Hong Kong. set her up for it, and then go on the date. Where funny about the date is my game crashed. I was really hyped. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to date Emma Stone. Let's go. And then it's one of those glitches where it's where you know what to do, but nothing's prompting you to do it. So it's like one of the mission was like go to, because she's posing, right? You're supposed to take a picture for her, but there's nothing prompting me. So every time I pull off my phone, the glitch was he puts it back right away, puts it back in his pocket.
No.
And I'm like, what's going on? I was like, and you know, Emma Stone's just like posing, and you know, I'm like, oh, what's going on? Is this like how it's supposed to be? I'm like, is my character being nervous? So, you know, what I try to do is I see a cop at the front gate. So I try to roundhouse kick him, but it didn't work. It just, you know, like ignored him. So I was like, what the? So I realized it was a glitch. So I had to restart the game and then try again. And then it worked.
And then it worked.
And then I restarted the game and then it worked. It was prompting me like, take your cell phone, take a picture, bribe the cops so he can get in. So, I'm like, yes. So it was probably my favorite date, I would say. It seemed casual. There's no crime. Well, I guess bribing the security guard to let you in. But other than that, it was just she was wearing a nice white dress, taking a photo. That's it. That's it. Good.
Yeah, Dan, do you remember any dates?
No. Nope, I don't. Nope, I don't.
Do you
Unfortunate.
remember any favorite boss fights?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, go for it, Harley.
I think it was Dog Eyes. Like, was it Dog Eyes or Ponytail? But like, when you actually chase after, what I don't like is in games where you chase a boss and when you get to the end, it's like a cutscene and you like catch them, but you just have to fight for their henchman, right? This one you actually have a fist fight with them, and they aren't like super OP and you have to do like quick time or anything. You actually, oh no, sorry. We are okay to spoil, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember the guy that tortured you at the end? The guy that tortured you. What's his name? Is he called the Doctor?
Oh, the one that
Yeah,
cuts you and stuff?
Yeah, and then you counter him by stabbing him with his own knife, but you actually have a fight with him, dude. That was epic. That was so epic.
Oh yeah.
You remember that, David?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. When you get caught as a cop, yeah.
I was like,
at the end, yeah, you fight him. He has a knife. I was like, yo, I'm ready.
yo, come at me.
Come at me.
I got all the perks.
Speaking of like spoilers, and in that like scenario too, it was kind of funny, kind of a bit jarring to me that like, you know, you were struggling as you're like reviving yourself back and like you're trying to like move forward and escape, and then once you start getting to like where there's bad guys again, you're just like, I'm ready.
Dude, he has Wolverine regenerated the body. Like, actually, I was like, dude, he is no condition to be doing those moves that I'm doing. I was like vaulting from building to building, trying to run away. Remember that? All those jumps that you do.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I got stabbed like 5 times already. How?
but I can do parkour though. No problem.
360 roundhouse kicks, no problem.
The game makes you like slow crawl to like get up, and like then you're like limping to like the area, and then it's just like you get to a fight, you're like, I'm okay.
Oh.
Out of like it was nice to have like, you know, like the dates and the side quests and stuff, because like as much as the combat was really fun, once you kind of unlock stuff, the fights kind of feel more or less the same. I mean, like, yes, there's there's a bit of variation. Like, there's the guys that will forever block. There's the guys that will always try to grab you. And it's very rock, paper, scissors in terms of how to counter them, which is really nice. But there weren't many, variations in, like, their fighting style and stuff. At least maybe even in your fighting style. Especially if you don't get all the upgrades and stuff, which can kind of limit you in how many, like, what kind of moves you have, too. Because for me, it got really fun when I was able to unlock all the melee upgrades. Especially like since that last upgrade is the ultimate counter, the dim mock, or however you say it, where it's like, you go, you like dodge and then you go like, boom, you know, like that was like the cool move. But you have to get all the statues to get all those things. So maybe we can move on. And so why don't we talk a little bit about some criticisms about the game.
Hmm. Um,
Mm,
like I mentioned, like the glitch where I have to restart the game was one. Another funny glitch was, do you remember that the rapper was coming in?
Oh yeah, that king dude.
The king? Yeah, king. So one of the glitch was I noticed is that when the NPC they're the whole scenery is I'm taking them out, showing K bar, karaoke bar, and showing what Hong Kong is really about, picking up the chicks. You're like, hey, you want to join and hang out with my friend here? And that's when you meet Ileana, right? And then the funny thing is he's supposed to walk into the karaoke room and sit. But the funny thing is he got stuck in a corner. So he's just constantly walking. And then I'm just like, what the heck? So, but the game didn't crash. It just kept going. The dialogue kept going as if he was sitting there. But it's funny because I'm like looking at him and he's just walking at the corner of the door. But you see his mouth moving as with the dialogue. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then when it goes to the cutscene where all the girls are trying to, interact with him, it's just your character, Wei, and then this huge empty space, and all the girls are just sitting there. And just like, yeah. I was like, well, this kind of defeats the purpose of what's going on here. But, it's those kind of glitches where sometimes it kind of gets you away from the experience of the game. But it is at the same time entertaining and funny to watch. So, that was the criticism I got of the game here.
okay, David, I'll tell you a glitch I had, which is funnier and actually game breaking. I told you
Okay.
already. Okay, so this happened when you were trying to kill Smiley. So
Yeah.
you're going to his base and killing him, and then you gotta have a huge shootout, right? You gotta shoot your way in, right? There was a platform where it's 3 platforms. You start at the top and you slowly jump down, and all the guys are on the bottom.
Yeah.
That you have to shoot, right? Like you start at one, and then you vault, and you know how when you vault, you slow down time to shoot.
Yeah.
So I went from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor and killed like a few guys, and then continued doing it until the last floor. I vaulted over the last floor to get to the ground, right? My character slingshotted into the air, I fell and died. Very immersive, I'm telling you right now.
Yo, that's real, man. That's real physics, right?
I killed everyone, but I just slingshotted into the air, and I was like, fall damage. Fall, dies.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was my kind. And I do want to mention, some of the character models look very similar. Like if you look at compare henchmen's with character models, or all the game members, some of them look alike, even to actual name characters. Maybe they have a mustache or not, and that's the only difference. And some of the girls look alike as well, so you know. I feel like Vivian and
Sandra?
Penny, or wait, who's
Peggy.
Princess Girl? Peggy look very similar. Their face shape. Yeah, so
I can definitely agree. A lot of NPCs probably look very similar. I think they at least diversified or at least trying to make all the main cast.
Yeah, it's not a huge complaint, but yeah, it could have technically diversified more. But then again, it's an older game, so I'm not gonna judge them too much. Yeah, but the glitch I mentioned, that's actually game breaking, so that is that criticism. I just want to mention.
It is game breaking.
It is game breaking.
Dan, were you going to say something?
Oh no. Well, I had a glitch when I was playing on my PS3. It was when you're having a gunfight and you're hiding behind stuff. My guy couldn't stand up. I was stuck there and people were shooting me, and I didn't die. I'm like, I'm invincible, but I couldn't shoot.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
At least you were stuck. I think whenever I tried to hop out and do the slow-mo thing, for some reason, I'll be like, okay, so I'll jump out, everything's normal, everything's cool, you get the slow-mo and all that. I hide behind the second cover, and then I'll do it again, and it's just I'm all the way back at the beginning, and it's just like,
these glitches are so weird.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to mention another is when you do the game missions, there's like a meter of how well you've done, right? Like the gaming experience I understand, but the police one is kind of hard. You're a triad member and they deduct you point for hitting a building with your car. Oh, what? You nicked a car? Minus 10 points on your cop. No, you're not a cop. Well, obviously not. I'm a triad member right now. I'm undercover, dude. What do you want me to do?
I can never get a 3 cop icon.
I will tell you this. It's not worth it to get to 3 level because even if you get that 3rd level, trust me, I tried really hard to roleplay as a cop while doing the game missions. Even when I get to the 3 level, you barely get any. The best way is to just do cop missions. That's the best way to get.
That's the best way to get it.
So
I bought,
don't worry about getting 3-star. But just one complaint, cause like, and the result was like, oh, I did fairly well for that mission. Right? You feel like it, but nope, just
like, no.
You don't get the 3 points.
No, even though it shows you 3, but if you get that -1, it's like, no, here's 2.
A cop ran into you, minus 10 points.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
Especially when you're in the car chases.
Exactly.
And they're going through fences and trees and breaking stuff, and you're just like, I guess I'll go around the curve or something.
Yeah.
So bad.
You ran over a cockroach? Minus 10 points.
Dude, I can't drive perfectly in this game, man. I have to. Yeah. And the funny thing is, every time there's a race mission, like, you know, there's like everyone got a nice car, but when you bring in your car and it's all busted out, all you see is a busted car, and I'm like, this is so bad.
Dude, I loved it for those cutscenes. Like when you're driving King, I accidentally ran into a few things while driving, and then like. You're like parking your car as you go enter the KWR, and like the hood's all like trashed up. I'm like, yo, thanks for the ride, man. I'm like, yeah. At least you didn't pay attention to the hood or anything.
I'm surprised they trust Wei Shen to drive their car, especially with Ricky's car. You can take my car. You can take my girl out. Okay. Comes back all completely wrecked. Thanks, man. That was a fun trip. I was like, okay. Oh.
How'd you guys like the driving in the game, though? I think the drifting system was a little weird, just because I thought I pressed the handbrake and it feels like it's a hard brake. Like, you don't have a lot of momentum when you do a drift, which I like drifting in games, car games. Also, I'm too used to driving in GTA that we're driving opposite side of the road. So, like, I'm not making enough room for, like, actual left turns. But I'm making too much room for right turns. You know what I mean? So,
it's reverse. It's reverse.
Yeah, but it is what it is, right? Like that's how Hong Kong drive. They drive on.
We need more Asian driving games so we can drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah, and you know how you get it's different seating for a car, right? Like you get on the wrong side. You always get on the opposite side.
You're like, yeah, I'm on the left side, and you just see your way just shifting over to the right. You're like, wait a minute.
Dude, that screwed me over so hard. I think it was one of the missions where like, it might have been the face mission where it's like, yo, get or the guy's already in the car, so he's on the passenger seat. And I'm like running out, and I'm like doing like, you know, you can like when you vault over your car, you do that slide of the car thing. That was like really cool. And I'm like, oh yeah, open up the car. I can't open the car. Why is it not opening? The guy's in the passenger seat. I was like, oh frick. There's like cows and everything. It's like, oh man.
It's like, don't yeah.
It's like frick. It's on the other side.
Yeah, that definitely bit me in the butt too, especially when you're in a rush too, right? Yeah, it definitely got me too.
Any last thoughts on the game here? I think as we
I will mention something that I found very very impressive, I guess. So you know how in GTA when you drive a car into like a really narrow pathway and say both the walls are pushing against your car and you can technically not open either door, so you can't get out of the car. But you press it, you just teleport your body out of the car, right?
Oh yeah.
I did that accidentally in Sleeping Dogs, and you know what happened? The character actually kicks the front window and jumps out the front window. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. They actually animated it and did it. So I was like, so this game does a better job in like that. Obviously, it's a niche like situation, but does a better job in actually animating it than a GTA 5, which came out like later. So yeah,
true.
True.
Yeah.
I thought the cops were too easy. It's either you get a super fast
you can
car,
always break out of their hole.
or you just smash their cars and then you can't chase you anymore.
You know what I
Compared
like
to
about the cops? You know what I like about the cops compared to GTA cops? They don't shoot you immediately. They only shoot you if you actually have a gun on you or you're like considered a threat. Like you actually hit them. But
That's
like
the
when
right
they
way.
want to arrest you, they actually try to arrest you. And it's crazy how like that's actually what a cop should do anyways. But in GTA, they're like,
Shoot
you
to kill.
looked at me wrong. You looked
But,
Shoot to kill.
but
Shoot to kill.
you're in
One
America
star?
though.
Yeah, this is America.
This is America though.
According to
maybe they made
GTA's
the cop
logic.
like that to meme. Like you know how America cop system is like police brutality. But yeah, I just like the fact that that should be what how cops should behave. Oh, I broke a law, but like I don't have a weapon on me. Okay, you're gonna arrest me, right? Like you're not gonna open fire immediately. So that's also a nice thing that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Any last thoughts to the game, Dan?
No.
All right. David?
Cool. I love it. Like I mentioned, or I think I mentioned it. Yeah. I beat up Dog Eyes for 10 minutes when I wasn't supposed to, but it's just one of the truck. But that's how good the story was. I was so invested. Definitely felt like I lived in Hong Kong in Sleeping Dogs.
Fair enough. Yeah, they definitely put a great twist to the sandboxy formula where they, in these kind of games, you are the criminal, which makes sense because then it just makes sense for you to, mess everyone up or do whatever you want and not have to pay for it necessarily. But now it's like, hey, by the way, you're also an undercover cop, so don't get attached. And that's like, and the story is all about like, a whole revenge story. So it's a nice, it's a refreshing story of just revenge, I guess. But just like the way they pull on like you being a criminal, but like you're still trying to be a good guy is something that a lot of games do nowadays. I think you're either a bad guy or a good guy. There's no middle ground.
True.
So I wish there was a sequel. I don't think there will be a sequel. There was a movie in the works where Donnie Yen was actually the star of he's gonna be Wei Shen, but I think they canceled or something because we've heard nothing since. So it's unfortunate there.
Yeah.
There's actually I think the movie came out either before the game, but he's actually in a movie called Special ID. Donnie Yen, I mean.
Something similar.
And he's actually an undercover cop as well, and he knows how to fight and everything. So it's very similar to Sleeping.
That'd probably be the closest.
So Special ID, if anyone watch it.
All right. So as we end off here, I just want to say, of course, thanks Harley, thanks Dan for joining us. And just before we end, have you guys watched any Chinese dramas? No.
Mm-mm.
In the past, yes, but recently, can't really.
Unfortunately, not. Been watching Superstore.
Oh yeah, there you
Yo,
go.
it's a good show.
And I've also heard, I think Harley and Dan were watching a bit of Cobra Kai.
I finished it in like 2 days. It's really good.
And there you go. It's, if you are still unsure or you just want to hear more of our thoughts, we have an episode on that as well, and we're still working on part 2. So yeah, tune in for those. So yeah, thank again for if you guys have watched this far. It's always cool to just talk, just have opinions, and just have fun just talking about a game that came out 9 years ago now. Holy.
Yeah. 2012.
Holy.
9 years ago again, and just playing it again, it just brings back like a lot of like why we like this game and how it still holds up even to today, too. And just to, I guess, nail it in the not in the coffin, but just to nail it in, I mean, Jockey Mod did get nailed to okay, no, I won't say anything there. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's not on ye, eh?
But yeah, it's just would you guys pay full price for this game? Which, let's say for Steam, it's $25. Would you guys pay $25 for this game?
If you haven't played it, for sure. But for me personally, since I had it on 2 consoles, Xbox 360 and PS3, I wouldn't have bought it at full price, but I bought it because it was on sale for like $4, which is crazy cheap. And honestly, Definite Edition, they improved the graphics a lot, because before the graphics was actually not that good. So I was surprised that they actually made the graphics up to date.
That's true. They didn't make all the characters look better. Some of them kind of like stayed like very boxy.
Yeah.
It was really awkward when they're like close up. It's just like, I was like, no, please.
Stay away from me.
But yeah, no, the environment was really cool, and just the world itself, like everything felt so close, like so high and so close together. Like the streets were packed with people, there are cars everywhere. It felt big that I had to take a taxi everywhere. I was too lazy to just drive myself, but yeah, I agree. The game is worth the full price. They're worth at least $25 on Steam. If you haven't played it yet, definitely pick it up. Otherwise, if you do wait for a sale, which at least on Steam it happens a lot. I don't know about consoles, but on Steam it can go down to a crazy $5 for the definitive edition, which is definitely worth the pick up there. So if you guys could pick it up whenever you can. Pick it up, play it. It's a really fun game. A bit gory, a bit brutal. So if you don't like that, maybe at least play with the Wing Chun outfit. You know, at least you can counter easier. But yeah, if you guys like this video and you guys want more, please comment what games you guys want to see, as well as give us a like. Subscribe, so at least we know we're doing something right, as well as we just want to create like some sort of community where, whether you're new or old, you can kind of just give your opinion and be safe. All opinions are valid, and whether you like a game or not is up to you. We just want to inform you more with more opinions. As well, click that notification button, so of course you can see when our videos come out, when they come out. So thank you again, Harley. Thank you again, Dan. Thanks again, David, for this episode. And as well, happy Lunar New Year or happy Chinese New Year. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Definitely not sponsored by Sagan Yi. Bye.